Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Day 4 of the World Junior Hockey Championship as Canadian fans pile in and get set to watch Canada versus Finland in the third game for both in this round-robin portion of the competition. And Benoit Gros behind the Canadian bench was an assistant coach last year to Brent Sutter on the Canadian team that lost to Finland in the semifinals and defeated in the bronze medal game. The longtime head coach and now GM as well of Gatineau in the Quebec League. Hannu Jortikka is in his 6th time behind the bench for the Finnish national junior team. His first was a gold medal win in 1987. He's been on and off the head coach of this national junior program for the better part of the last 25 years. And play is underway as Darnell Nurse fires that down to the Finnish zone, and right away an icing call against Canada as Alex Lintiniemi goes back. It's poked ahead by Max Domi, who has scored in both games for Canada. Domi gets it back to Reinhart with a shot that dribbles down in front, and a great save by Saros and Anthony Duclair 21 seconds into the game.
Well, Jussi Saros, a bit of a surprise starter for me for Finland, even after a brilliant performance last year leading Finland to the gold medal. He wasn't very good in the 2-1 loss to Slovakia. He whiffed on the game-winning goal, only had 12 shots, but here he's sharp as Sam Reinhart's shot is deflected over to Anthony Duclair. And Saros quickly across to smother.
It's poked ahead by
games that McDavid played. They really haven't been a very good line yet.
Rupahintz comes in now, and Rupahintz comes in with a shot on Zach Fucale, who makes his first tough stop of the game.
Rupahintz has been one player that has really impressed for the Finns in the first couple of games of the tournament. He's really quick. He gets through the defense here to the right of Theodore. Theodore denies him going back across the front of the net, and Fucale with the stop. Hins, who's a draft-eligible player this year, was very good. Their best four games at McDavid.
Up front, Bowie on the back end, along with Shea Theodore, and Reinhart sets it up. Back to Theodore with time, winds and shoots a tip in front. They score! Sam Reinhart gives Canada the 1-0 lead.
Well, that didn't take long for the Canadian power play to get on the board. They got 3 against Germany. They lose the draw, and when the Honka doesn't clear the zone. Good play here by Duclair to tie up the Finnish defender. Reinhart gets back to the front of the net after finding Theodore. One of Theodore's great skills, Gord, is to get his head up and shoot the puck. He rarely gets the puck blocked. He looks for the shot past Reinhart's initial shot. Goes off the goal post, sits on the tee for him to push it into the empty net. And Canada has the early lead.
10 seconds into the power play, Canada strikes. And Sam Reinhart has his first of this World Junior Championship to go with 3 assists.
We always talk about little things, little things. What do they mean? A face-off win, the Finns don't get it out of the zone. The puck goes down the boards. Duclair's not going to get a point on that play, but he ties up the Finnish defender. That allows Reinhart to get the puck. Those 2 things add up to the scoring chance and goal for Sam Reinhart.
Now Honka trying to skate away from Ritchie, who gets a stick in there. Up front, Bowie up. And Lehkonen, the Finnish captain, spins and fires it through the crease. Now back with Lehkonen again with a shot, kicked away by Fucale. Moves it, plays it down to Ikonen, wraps it around in front. Fucale down, makes a great stop on Lehkonen in tight. And Lazar back the other way for Ritchie. Matthew Makinen. Now here comes Honka away with it. Julius Honka. He hit across the line. A long shot was off the end boards, and Fucale makes a great stop on the rebound as he turns away Puljujärvi. Matthew Makinen goes all the way back to the point. Duclair took his man down. The Finns are hollering for a penalty. In comes Domi on the break. Max Domi shut down by Saros in tight. Domi back with it. Fighting for the puck down below the goal. Feeds it back to the point to Morris. In he comes. He fires. It's wide. Goes up the other side. Bowie with it. Feeds down to Domi. Max Domi sends it back in front. That pass is picked off by Aleksi Mustonen. 3-on-2 now for the Finns. Mustonen drops it. In comes Ikonen. For Lehkonen. In shoots. Fucale makes the save. A long rebound. Goes back to the point. Makela drive kicked up by Fucale. And the shots piling up here in the opening period. Goes all the way back to the point to McDavid. In comes Connor McDavid with Lazar. Lazar in shoots. And that's blocked by Makela. That Finnish helmet is still on the ice 6 minutes later. Lazar winds across the top. Drops it back to Hetherington. A long shot. Bounces it front to Lazar. Yes, he is. Shoots and Saros makes the stop. Curtis Lazar with another great chance in front. And Hetherington back to pick up the loose puck.
And with that helmet on the ice, unless they can find another bucket, he can't play. He can't go back on the ice. Littman cannot.
Galapagos. He's going to pull you over with a quick shot. And the save made by Fucali for Reinhart. Spins back, tries to center, and bounce on the back of the net. Almost went in. And it's knocked off the top of the net. Now Domi with it. Max Domi, nifty move. Shovels that just walk for Reinhart. Go in the first period.
Saros has made one good stop, giving up a power play goal, and gets a little bit lucky here as he's looking for the puck. And as he turns his head, watch how the puck stops. He bangs into the net here. He turns his head, and then it goes back behind the net. Duclair ends up knocking it off the net, but a break for the
go in the first period. Looks at ahead to Vahatalo. His long pass out of the reach of Oyamaki. As Darnell Nurse goes back on him. Moran slides it ahead for Ritchie. Takes a hard bump there. Hawker got the worst of that. As Ritchie feeds it back down to the Finnish blue line. And Lintoniemi sends it back into the Canadian zone. Lintoniemi out to center ice. Listeden couldn't find it to speed. Here's McDavid with it. Connor McDavid busting in with Darnell Nurse shoveling it down to the goal. And UC Saros will hang on to that. 7 seconds to go in the period.
One of Finland's most valuable players is Julius Honka. He's going to try and run into Nick Ritchie. Honka's 5'10", 180 pounds. Ritchie is 6'2", 226. There's a pretty predictable result to that one.
Hetherington. That pass chipped ahead. In comes Nick Paul. Paul in alone. Oh, what a stop by Saros. We're going to leg on that. Play continues. Patan shoots. And Saros hopscotched over the puck. Now a long shot. Saros to save. That puck appeared to hit the meshing in behind the Finnish goal, but play continued.
I don't know
how good scoring chances developed from it.
Gord, I don't know how it couldn't have hit the netting. Nick Paul's shot on the breakaway. He's going to pick up the puck with his skates. Really good move and a terrific stop. You see the officials looking at the goal, and he's waving the puck off as he should. See if we can get a good look at this here. Paul's shot stopped by Saros.
That camera's right on the glass and went over the camera. There's Moran with a long shot. That was tipped, and Saros gloves it down for Honka.
Really good puck movement by Canada. Fabry into Nick Paul for that breakaway.
Other side is Honka, and Vertanen steps into him. Now McDavid with it. Pokes it by Honka. McDavid's got ahead of Steven Lazar with him. McDavid to Lazar. Oh, what a stop by Saros. UC Saros with a great save on a 2-on-1. Now McDavid back with it. Slides it back to the point for Theodore. Feeds it for Vertanen with a shot at the side of the goal. And Vertanen back with it for McDavid. Lazar racing to it. Theodore comes up as well. Feeds it down to McDavid. Feeds it back in front for Lazar. And that pass just misfired. Now Vertanen back with it. Jake Vertanen. Back to Nurse for Theodore. Back to Darnell Nurse. Winds and fires. That goes wide. McDavid. Canada 13:47 to go in another brisk period.
Curtis Lazar can't believe he was stopped. He was just saying to McDavid, what a great play. Now look at McDavid. He realizes he's got some open room, so he chips it by Honka. He knows he can't be held up. This pass is perfect. It's an aerial pass, but look how close to the ice it is. It doesn't allow time for the goaltender, Saros, to get across. It's firm. It's on the tape. Lazar goes upstairs, but Saros makes a spectacular read. Strong push from his right to left for the stop.
Canada 13:40 minutes to go on the power play. Patan with it now. His pass broken up by Rahala. Breaks in shorthanded. Otto Rahala in, shoots. Fucali makes the stop. Rebound loose in front, poked ahead. And Lehkonen almost got to it for the minute to go on the power play. But still tangled up down there. It's Domi rather. And they're still tangled up down there. And finally now just rejoining the play. Here's Domi with it. In on Lintoniemi for Duclair. Duclair back in front for Reinhart, scores! Sam Reinhart's got two, and Canada's got a 2-0 lead.
So Domi gets tied up with Honka in the corner. They stay in this position for a good 15 seconds. Nobody's really doing anything, except they finally get up now. Because Domi's so far behind the play, he's in position to take the lead pass from Josh Morrissey. Domi makes himself available to accept the pass. Duclair receives it, makes a perfect pass to Sam Reinhart. Reinhart, who scored the first goal on a rebound, he had deflected the first shot off the post. This is his second deflection. That's really good hands by Reinhart to tip it up over the right shoulder of UC Saros. And the Reinhart line continues to carry Canada offensively.
So in the summer of 2012, Canada won the Ivan Halinka tournament for under 18 players. Reinhart was the captain. Domi and Duclair were there. In fact, 12 members of that team are on this Canadian roster. And so Reinhart's got 5 points in the tournament. And Max Domi interrupts his wrestling career to pick up another point. And now Hintz sends it down to the Canadian zone. We've got 6 minutes to go in the second period. Kapanen with it now. He'll tangle up down there. And Coyotes GM Don Maloney said, I wish all of our players watch their diet and exercise like he does. Back at the point is Mäkinen, long shot, tipped right on, and Fucale makes the save.
Really good stop by Fucale. Nice positional save. He's able to snare the deflection, but this starts with the most notable Finnish forward in this tournament for me, and that's Puljujärvi. The kid is 16 years old. Look how he carries the puck, how much poise he has with it, and it's a terrific tip by Sebastian Aho off the Mäkinen shot. Fucale with the stop and is able to corral it.
And Canadian zone. Left there for Sam Morin, who's fanning the pass. And blocked by Lehkonen, shoots, scores! Arturi Lehkonen on the missed play by Sam Morin, and the Finns are on the board, down a goal.
I think Lehkonen surprises Eric Fucale with this shot, or Zach Fucale rather, with this shot. He's looking for the clear out of the zone. He loses it, and that's a quick shot that Fucale's not able to handle. It almost looks like Zach Fucale's waiting for him to drive across the net. Morin whiffs on the puck. He's still deep to the net. You see Fucale's feet are deep in the net. He's not square to him like he's expecting him to drive across the net. He doesn't handle the initial Lehkonen shot, and then Lehkonen jumps on the rebound from almost an identical spot to where Sam Reinhart made it 1-0 in the first period. Lehkonen makes it 2-1. So really the first good Finnish scoring chance scored of the period.
Reinhart comes in to negate the icing, so the first goal Canada allows comes with 1:34 to go in the second period of the third game in zone. The Finns need some points to make sure they get to the medal round here. Domi plays it across for Bowie, back down to Domi. Walks back in front, shoots on the goalpost, Duclair with a chance, scores! Anthony Duclair on the rebound, and Canada leads again by 2.
It's another nifty move with the stick, and pucked by Max Domi. Duclair, the opportunistic forward, buries this, but as the puck is going to get rolled around the back, around the sideboards, it's kept in by Bowie. Watch Domi here. Shield the puck, take it to the front of the net, and Duclair's unmarked on the left post. Domi slides around the back of Ilvenen, takes it to the front. Saros makes one stop. Duclair does not miss. This line has all 3 of the Canadian goals, and Duclair doesn't take any chances. He jams it in the top of the net, and Canada leads by 2.
Anthony Duclair, coached by a former NHL player and a former teammate of yours, Donald Odette. Who's turned into a very good minor hockey coach here in Quebec.
Donald Odette can score. He'll tell you to hang around the front of the net. He made a career at it. Duclair does there and makes no mistake with the rebound. And Duclair's opportunistic goal has given Canada a crucial 2-goal lead. Look at the move from Domi, below the goal line to the front. That's a good stop by Saros. Ilvenen is beaten, and so his partner comes to help on Domi. That leaves Duclair alone on the left post.
And he loves scoring here in his hometown of Montreal. Played here as a New York Ranger. scored his first NHL goal against Minnesota in October. Now a bouncing puck in front. Kelly had to steer that away quickly. The Finns need some point. Down to the goal line to McDavid. Over to Patan. Back across to McDavid. Walks in, drops it down to Fabric. Here's Patan now. Looks across for Fabric to McDavid on the goal line. Walks back in front, hooks it back in front. Saros the save. Morrissey with a chance. Across to Fabric, shoots. And hit Honka in front, and Julius Honka is shaken up. Fabric back to Morrissey. A little slap shot goes wide. Onto the stick of McDavid. Looks back to Fabric. Final second to the power play. Morrissey with it shoots. Saros the save. It's in his pads. They score! Curtis Lazar pokes it home. And it's 4-1 Canada.
This turned into a 5-on-3.5 as Julius Honka, slow to the bench now, but was virtually out of the play after blocking a shot from Robbie Fabry here. It catches him on the outside of the knee now. Until Finland gets control of the puck, the play will continue. Honka basically is unable to defend anyone. The shot from from Morrissey is going to catch UC Saros high. He can't find it, and then Curtis Lazar dives on the loose puck, pokes it into the net. And the Lazars finally get to cheer.
2 seconds left in the Canadian power play when Lazar scored. The Finns are arguing that Saros had it under his pad, but the greater concern is that Julius Honka, who is likely their best defenseman, is shaken up on the bench.
And that one hurt. The block, you see him, he blocked it on the outside of his knee. There's no padding there, and he was certainly taken out of the play, and Curtis Lazar jumps on the loose puck, and the third period goals by Duclair and Lazar stretch this lead to a comfortable 4-1 margin.
Lifted it, plays it across, and here's Rantanen. And Morrissey draws the assist as Lawson Krause has it for Canada. Head to Nick Ritchie. And now Theodore swings back. 5 to go in the third period. Canada heading for a New Year's Eve showdown with Team USA to decide top spot in this group. And they're up and singing in Montreal. And Gauthier, along with Mäkinen, are doing a little do-si-do down there. Puljujärvi across the line for the Finns. Fans of the first try, and the second sticks to Fapelli, and he hangs on to it.
We'll get another look at Curtis Lazar's power play goal. Lazar, who's got goals in back-to-back games now, is in the middle of the ice. He sees the loose puck. It's just sitting there. You can see why the Finns think it's covered, but it's not. You can see the puck. It's loose. It's not really frozen at all. Saros wasn't able to locate it to jump on top of it. Lazar was quicker to it than anyone else. And Canada has a 4-1 lead.
Down to the goal line to McDavid. After Gauthier had taken the draw, here comes Lazar with it again. Got bumped there by Lintoniemi. They both play at Ottawa. Lazar for the Senators and Lintoniemi for the Ottawa 67th. And a battle ensues in the corner. Virtanen's into it. And Virtanen gives a late bob to Lintoniemi. And be careful here, he gets suspended for this. And Virtanen's known to burn hot at times. He and Lintoniemi got into it in the corner.
Lintoniemi is a pretty big dude, 6'3", about 230 pounds. Jake Virtanen plays a really aggressive game. We've seen some power play from him before in the tournament. He takes the left hand from Lintoniemi, and that really sets him off. He's going to throw a couple of punches, including that right there and another one.
He didn't like the elbow on Lazar that started it.
It looks like it's just going to be a couple of minutes each for roughing. They both got to pop in each. Virtanen will have to let that breathe now.
4:07 to go in the third period.
I like him on the left side with McDavid. He skates, he pressures up the ice. And I think you need to have somebody that goes in a straight line and is going to go fast with McDavid. It's much the way that you look at guys trying to find a comfort with Sidney Crosby.
After Gauthier had taken... Morrissey up for Gauthier.
That's an entertaining 60 minutes of hockey. The first 50 of it, while it was 2-1, was exceptional. A couple of late Canadian goals maybe don't give the game justice. That was a good hockey game.
Domi was dumped at the horn, but Canada records a 4-1 win. Now 3-0 at the 2015 World Junior Championship. There's one game left in the preliminary round. It's the one we've all been waiting for. Canada and the U.S. on New Year's Eve. For the Finns, there's work yet to be done to get to the next round of this tournament. Tonight's game story is brought to you by Molson Canadian. Anything for hockey. Sam Reinhart with a pair of goals, and Lehkonen finally ended Canada's shutout streak at nearly 159 minutes. And Zach Fucale makes 27 saves for the win for Team Canada. And we'll get set now for the player of the game presentation.
Les joueurs du match recevront le prix du comité organisateur du championnat mondial junior 2015 de l'IIHF. Les prix seront remis par Madame Cynthia Mucci, directrice au développement des affaires de Pepsi, et par le maire de Montréal, Monsieur Denis Coderre. Le joueur du match pour l'équipe de la Finlande. Best player for Team Finland. Le numéro 28, number 28, Arturi Lehkonen.
By the way, every player of the game receives a stick designed by artist David Arrigo that are unique to that game. So every stick is different for each game.
There you see the flags on the blade. Lehkonen scored the Finnish goal in the second period.
Canada, best player for Team Canada, le numéro 23, number 23, Sam Reinhart.
Returning from last year was a bitter defeat at the hands of the Finns in the semi-final game in Malmo, Sweden. Mom and Dad looking on as another Reinhart excels for Canada.
Mesdames et messieurs, maintenant, vous levez pour l'interprétation de l'hymne national du pays vainqueur. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of the winning team, Team Canada.
Time. Canada, the U.S. coming up from the World Junior Championship. Our coverage of the 2015 World Junior from Montreal and Toronto continues on TSN after this.
In a two-goal performance, maybe just describe both of those goals, both coming off of great feeds from teammates.
Yeah, I think we moved the puck a lot better tonight, and at times a little sideways. But I mean, I thought for the most part the speed was up there, puck moving out there. Obviously got a few easy ones close to the net. Thanks to my line mates there.
Got to read a tweet from your brother. He sent it out in the second period. I am not the Reinhardt who scored. That was Sam. Your first hint should have been it was a goal scored.
That sounds like him. He's pretty funny on the social media.
It was a close, hard-fought game for about 50 minutes. How much did you need that as you head into the later stages of the tournament now and look to the U.S.?
Yeah, the most important thing at this stage for us is getting better every day. I think this was the closest game to a full 60 we played, and that's very important heading into another tough game against the U.S.
Thanks, Sam.
Yeah, thank you.